The 20-year-old Russian makes his first appearance since winning the silver medal at the Salt Lake City Olympics. American Michael Weiss is back in action. The two-time world bronze medalist is looking to make up for a disappointing fifth-place finish at Skate America. The ladies' field will be chasing Japan's Fumie Suguri. After making it to the podium at the World Championships for the first time ever, she kicked off the new season with an impressive silver medal at Skate Canada. In pairs, a battle between Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao, the reigning world champs from China, and the former world gold medalist, Russians Petrova and Tikhonov. And in dance, Chait and Tsiknovsky of Israel faced the team that led the protest of their place on the podium at Worlds, Debkova and Stavisky of Bulgaria. The short programs from Nations Cup are next. Gelsenkirchen, Germany, a city of some 300,000 people and a major center of industry here in the western part of the country. Today, from the arena known as the Emscher-Lippe Hall, we bring you the third of 6 events in the ISU Grand Prix of figure skating, the Nations Cup competition. And hi, everybody, along with Peter Carruthers, I'm Terry Gannon. Susie Wynn joins us in just a little bit, but we get underway with the pairs short program, and it's a strong field, especially at the top here, Peter. 2 teams who know what it's like to win a world title. Shen and Zhao from China and Petrova and Tikhonov from Russia.
Absolutely. Well, Shen and Zhao made history last year when they won the World Figure Skating Championships in pairs for China, and they continue on for a couple of different reasons this season. One, they have a lot of love and passion for their sport, but I think more importantly, the Chinese Skating Federation really wants them to keep going to help inspire and motivate the pairs in that country for the future. They have some of the biggest throws that I've ever seen in the sport. They are very dynamic. Well, on the Russian side, Petrova and Tikhonov won the World Championships in 2000, and they haven't been able to get back into that winning form since then. I think some sort of flat skating and some injuries have held them back, but this week in practice, they have looked very good. However, they really need to inject some excitement and energy in their skating if they hope to challenge the Chinese here.
All right, so 2 events have already taken place in the Grand Prix. Here are the overall standings. Topmianina and Marinin of Russia have the lead. Langlois and Larkeno from Canada in second place, and then Pang and Tong, another team from China, tied with the Americans, Scott and Dulabon, for third. So here we go. The pairs short program, 2 minutes, 40 seconds in length, and worth 1/3 of the overall score. And we get underway with the team that won the bronze medal at the World Championships back in 1999 and the silver medal at the European Championships that year, Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Szudek from Poland.
There's a significant height difference between these two, and the benefit there is they have very strong lifts. Of the 8 required elements, they'll begin with the side-by-side triple toe loops. Great focus and concentration needed. And she falls short on her triple toe loop, not completing the rotation. Nice throw, triple loop. The pairs have to perform a change foot spin. They have to do at least 5 revolutions on each foot. There's the change. And falling a little bit out of unison and traveling. You don't want to move off the spot that you started when you begin the spin.
When they won that bronze medal at the World Championships in '99, they were the first Polish pair to ever medal at Worlds. They were then married in September of the following year and finished 7th at the Olympics last season in Salt Lake.
combination spin. Notice the different changes of position. She could have been a little bit lower and stretched out on that spin. This is where I think they shine. Watch this lift here. He'll take up with just one hand, showing great strength, and the changes of position show the difficulty within the lift. And then concluding with the forward inside death spiral. Problems on the side-by-side jumps. 0.2 of a point for the step out there.
Well, the short program, a very short time to get a lot done. And you better not make a mistake or points will be taken off, and they did have a few of them. The 6-time national champs of Poland, Dorota Zagorska and Mariusz Szudek. There's a look at the judges here in Germany. Remember the new interim system, up to 14 judges actually judging events, but here there are 12 on the panel. A computer randomly selects which judges' marks actually count. 9 of them will count here at Nations Cup, and the marks displayed anonymously in ascending order, and the placements also displayed in ascending order.
The throw triple loop, it is important that the lady have a very strong back on the landing, and you can see here she goes forward, but she's able to pull the back, and that was a nice landing. The throw triple loop, boy, she gets a lot of height, strong back to land that jump.
So now the first set of marks for required element, and there they are, 4.9 up to 5.4. Remember, Peter, only 9 of those actually count. Second set for presentation, 5.2 to 5.4 for Zagorska and Szudek. When we come back, the headliners take the ice. Xu Weishan and Hongbo Zhao of China, the reigning world champs, are next. Back here in the northwest region of Germany, a reminder, see the pairs free skate and the free dance from Nations Cup Sunday, November 24th on Lifetime Sports, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern and Pacific. Olympic bronze medalist and world champion Xu Weishan and Hongbo Zhao from China lead the pairs field, while the free dance features world bronze medalist Galit Chait and Sergei Soknovsky, who represent Israel. Nations Cup concluding Sunday, November 24th on Lifetime. The pairs short program continues now with the first pair from China ever to win a world championship. That was last season. Xu Weishan and Hongbo Zhao. They were also the 2002 Olympic bronze medalist in Salt Lake City.
There's a lot of pressure on these athletes to perform the 8 required elements. But the Chinese really go after it with great speed. And they'll open up with the difficult side-by-side triple toe loops. Judges looking for 1-foot landings, 3 rotations. Look at that. What a statement. Oh my, beautiful throw, triple loop.
So a great start for the Chinese, who just couldn't get over the hurdle of Saleh and Peltier and Beresnaya and Sikora-Lidze last year. Just like at the Olympics, they finished 3rd in the Grand Prix final.
Terry, their speed hasn't dropped off. They're really moving into these items. This is the split double twist lift. Great height, beautiful extension. They look more smooth on the ice this season. Combination lift And a little bit of a problem there. He lost his handhold, and she collapsed on top of him.
Is that something that's going to cost you a lot?
Well, there will be a slight deduction. The question is, did the judges really catch that?
Right.
What a surprise, a little break in concentration on that lift. Looking at possible 0.2 of a point deduction for that collapse.
So the door is open just a little bit.
Slightly.
But you'd have to say, without Berezhnaya, Sigrid-Lidze, Sally Peltier on the scene this year, this is the top team in the world. Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao.
They had exceptional side-by-side triple toe loops. They get great height on these two jumps, and look how they rotate together and have good coverage, nice landing. And this split double twist lift is perfect. It's just what the judges want to see. Great height, a good split, and a very strong landing. And there it is, packaged into one terrific element.
There's got to be at least a fashion deduction for that, right?
Oh, my.
It did look awkward.
Yeah.
First set for required elements, 5.4 to 5.8.
And you can see that reflected the problem on that lift in this first set of required elements marks.
And the second set, 5.5 up to 5.8. That for presentation, but of course you don't know whether the low end, 5.5, or the high end, 5.8, actually count. 9 of the judges' marks actually count. But without question, Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao, they're into the lead right now. Up next, the team most likely to threaten the Chinese for the gold medal, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov from Russia. We welcome you back to Gelsenkirchen, Germany, and the Nations Cup competition with a reminder, the fourth stop in the Grand Prix of figure skating takes us to Paris and Trophy La Ligue. Coverage of the short programs begins on ESPN Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. Among those scheduled to compete, two-time U.S. silver medalist and Skate Canada champion Sasha Cohen. In pairs, Tatiana Topianina and Maxime Marinin, the reigning world silver medalist, and 9-time Canadian champs Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz. Trophy La Ligue from Paris, Monday on ESPN. Next to skate here in the pairs short program, Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov from Russia, the 2000 world champions. They also won the 1999 European Championships. But since then, as Peter said earlier, they really haven't skated up to that level. So this year, the new start of another Olympic cycle. You know, I think a lot of skaters, Peter, think they have new life. And this certainly is one pair that is thinking that way.
Absolutely true. They, in my opinion, just have got to come out here with great speed and excitement in their skating. And if they can do that, they have a quality foundation to their look. Shen and Zhao hit those nice side-by-side triple toe loops, and they'll try to do the same right here. And her hand going down, you can see that.
Is that an element that sticks in your mind if you're a pair skater from the time you take the ice till the time you actually complete that?
The side-by-side jumps?
Yeah.
Well, it demands a lot of focus because pair skaters spend so much of their time working on moves like this. Throw triple sow cow. So you have to devote a lot of time to your single skating too. But it is very difficult to hit those side-by-sides consistently. Now, beautiful exit on that. Notice the twist coming out. That shows a lot of difficulty. Nice how they stay in one spot on that side-by-side spin.
After their world title, 2 trips to the World Championships, in which they came in 4th both times. They came in 6th at the Olympics in Salt Lake.
Little mistake there, like the Chinese also. Not quite the excitement in their skating that the Chinese have.
They didn't have the same spark, did they?
That's the difference that I'm talking about.
Maria Petrova and Alexei Tikhonov from Russia.
The throw triple Salchow. The man has to throw her just right. She has a nice perpendicular position and a very solid landing. Look at the arch of the back. Very nice. And this, to me, was the most impressive element in the program. This starts out as a star lift and then goes to just him holding her. But watch what she does right here. She'll actually do a twist and dismount and have a nice stretch out on the landing. That's a lot of difficulty in that lift.
5.1 to 5.7.
So now we'll see if they measure up to Shen and Zhao from China. The first set for required elements, 5.1 up to 5.7. Pretty wide range. And now, Peter, the second set, 5.4 to 5.8.
Well, very solid to see a 5.8 up there for them. In fact, 3.
And actually, 5 of the 9 judges putting them in second, so it's a split panel. So 4 of the judges putting them in first, but overall, Petrova and Tikhonov into second place behind Shen and Zhao. So the pair's short program continues now with a team that trains in the same rink as Petrova and Tikhonov from St. Petersburg, Russia, Yulia Obertas and Alexei Sokolov.
She has a wonderful stretch and line to her skating. Her position's extraordinary. Trying to keep that smooth flow through these side-by-side triple toe loops. Oh, that was terrific.
Yulia is 18 years of age, originally from Ukraine, and Alexei Sokolov is 23. He is from St. Petersburg, Russia. They teamed up in the summer of 2000. This is their second international season together.
Boy, they really cover the ice well, the way they utilize the surface with good speed. Throw triple loop. A little bent over on the landing, but notice that she didn't slow down. She had really nice flow coming out. Combination lift, and look at the feet go straight up in the air. That was a wonderful program, and her smile certainly lights up the ice, but I'm just so impressed with her carriage and posture as she moves along. So finished, so polished.
And this is another team looking to make a major move this year. Without Bereznaya and Sika Radlidze around in Russia, they could move up and make it to the podium at the Russian National Championships, doing very well so far here in the Grand Prix. Obertas and Sokolov.
The side-by-side triple toe loops. You can see how nice and close together they are as they rotate these 3 revolutions in the air. Look at those landings. That is just probably the best set next to the Chinese. The throw triple loop. She starts off pretty straight, but look at her back on the landing. A little bit far forward, however, she muscles it out, and there's no problem.
Now the Russians are in second, right behind the Chinese at this point. The team from Poland is in third. Here's the first set. Required elements 5.2 to 5.6.
There's some solid scores in there, challenging the other Russian team here.
And the second set will tell the tale. For presentation now, 5.0 to 5.7. And a look at the judges' placements. 4 second places, 3 thirds, and 2 fourth places. So Obertas and Sokolov into third place overall. So here are your standings after the pairs short program. Shen and Zhao from China, the favorites here. They're in the lead over the Russians, Petrova and Tikhonov. And a bit of a surprise in third, also from Russia, Obertas and Sokolov. Don't forget, you can see the pairs free skate along with the free dance over on Lifetime Sunday, November 24th from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Don't forget, much more to come from the Emscher-Lippe Hall here this afternoon in Germany. The men are up next, including our first look of the season at Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning Olympic silver medalist, and 2-time U.S. champion Michael Weiss. The men take the ice when we come back. And welcome back, everybody, to the arena known as the Emscher-Lippe Hall here in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. The Nations Cup competition underway, the third event in the Grand Prix series. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon back with you. Don't forget the ice dancers and the ladies still to come. Susie Wynn joins us when they take the ice, but right now it's the men's short program. And so far in the Grand Prix, it's been the new generation of skaters who have won the gold medals. Brian Joubert, the 18-year-old from France, won at Skate America. And then Takeshi Honda from Japan captured gold at Skate Canada. But Peter Carruthers, now we get our first look at a guy who's been a major player on the scene the last few years, Yevgeny Plushenko, the reigning Olympic silver medalist.
Absolutely, and Yevgeny Plushenko doesn't have to skate in the shadow of Olympic gold medalist Alexei Yagudin. For now, anyway. I spoke with Plushenko's coach yesterday, Alexei Mishin, and he said, remember, Yevgeny will only be 28 years old in 2010, impressing upon me the fact that that's 2 Olympic Games away. He's #1 in the world right now, and he has a lot of skating years ahead of him. Also from Russia is Alexander Apt, who was right behind Yevgeny Plushenko at the Russian Nationals last season and picked up a silver medal at Skate America. He's looking very solid, but endurance and consistency can be a factor for Apt, and that can affect the quad. We'll have to watch for that in the short program.
Did you major in Russian? The Russian commentator, Peter Carruthers.
You like
what
that?
about the guy who's really, I think, the wild card here, and right now, anytime he skates, the 2-time U.S. champion Michael Weiss. He has not skated well as of late. He's had major change in his camp. What can we expect from him?
Well, Michael Weiss has just had a huge coaching change. He's working with Don Laws, who incidentally coached Scott Hamilton to Olympic gold. Laws says that he is trying to awaken the sleeping giant from within. He has put Michael on a very precise training regimen, and he hopes that that works out here, because at Skate America he had a 5th place finish. Not good for him. Here in Germany, they both hope to turn it around.
Overall in the Grand Prix, here are the standings right now through 2 events. Brian Joubert with a gold medal. He's got 12 points. 2 events for Emmanuel Sandu. He also has 12 points. And then the Russian, one of the Russians that Peter talked about, Alexander Apt in third with 9 points. And it is the 26-year-old from Moscow who gets this men's short program underway. Alexander Apt, who now trains in Montclair, New Jersey, and is coached by Sasha Zulin, 93 world ice dance champion. Time to pose for the camera.
I know. Boy, he really executes a great character within this music also. I feel this opening jumping pass could tell the story for him. The quadruple toe loop. Two-footed, unfortunately, followed up with a double toe. Wanted a clean landing with 1 foot. But if you're at all sluggish on the landing, that's what happens. And now he hopes to have a really nice landing and take off for the triple axel. There, that's more like it.
You know, Alexander Abt has always had a world of potential ever since he came on the scene in the mid-90s, but a series of injuries, inconsistency, that's what has really kept him from realizing that potential. But his coach, Sasha Zulin, says this guy could be a world champion.
Absolutely. They've had to really refine his training. He says that at times Alexander wants to jump too much in a session, and that just taxes his body so much. So they've pulled back on that, and they're trying to have more quality within the sessions of practice, that is. Triple Lutz, very nice. Getting right into his circular footwork. This is where I feel he shines. He's got a nice sort of abandon when he skates. Free, good speed. Straight line footwork. Again, I want to emphasize the judges pay close attention to this. They want to see you really be able to skate on both sides of the body. That was a little bit off right there. He almost lost the spin, but he's pulled it back. Kind of a hit and miss performance, Terry. I really like the foundation in his skating and freedom, as I mentioned, but sloppy little mistakes like that will undermine the performance and bring in some marks that will hurt the score.
One of the top challengers to Yevgeny Plushenko here at Nations Cup.
Trying to start things off right with the quadruple toe loop, but it didn't happen. The 2-foot landing right there, and threes in between at his turns. So he was hoping for a better start than that. Triple axel, however, nice height. Good left leg on the landing right there.
There's a look at the judges through the Grand Prix so far. There have been 10 judges, and 7 of their marks have counted. Here, it's 12, and 9 of those count, and there are required elements in the short program, Peter.
Absolutely, Terry. 8 required elements, and probably the most difficult element these men will attempt is the jump. They can do either a triple or a quad, but what makes it complicated is they have to do connecting steps into that difficult jump.
So now the marks, and the first set is for required elements. How well did he perform the 8 required elements in the short program? And that's the most important part of the marks. It's weighed more heavily. 5.1 to 5.4. Excuse me, 5.5. And now presentation marks 5.4 up to 5.8, pretty wide range.
And you can see there's a big nod for that 5.8. They do like his style.
Alexander Abt. When we come back, the 2-time U.S. champ, Michael Weiss, takes the ice. After a disappointing finish at Skate America, he was looking for something new, and he decided to make a coaching change. He left Audrey Wiziger, who had coached him for his entire career, to train with Don Laws.
You know, Audrey and I worked incredibly together for almost 18 years, and we went through a lot of ups and downs throughout my career, and she was by my side through the whole thing. And I felt like we'd accomplished a lot together, and we'd accomplished so much together. And you reach a point sometimes with people, I think, that you're just so used to them being there and so used to them saying things to you, they don't quite have as much impact as they once did. And not meaning that they're not correct and they're not right, because she knows what's right for me, but they just weren't hitting me as much as I'd like them to.
We welcome you back to Gelsenkirchen, Germany, with a reminder the ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating and Nations Cup continues on ABC Sports Sunday starting at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Olympic silver medalist Yevgeny Plushenko and two-time U.S. national champ Michael Weiss will compete in the men's free skate, while world bronze medalist Fumie Saguri is the favorite in the ladies free skate. Nations Cup from Gelsenkirchen, Germany, Sunday at 2 Eastern on ABC. Meanwhile, the men's short program continues here in Gelsenkirchen, Germany. Alexander Abt has set the standard so far, but it's the two-time U.S. champ on the ice right now, Michael Weiss. Plenty of change already this season. We've told you about the coaching change. Don Laws, now his coach.
Michael will open with the quadruple toe loop, triple toe loop. Unfortunate right off the bat. Hard fall, shoulders dropping, causing that fall.
It's got to be so hard to deal with. I mean, you fly halfway across the world, you prepare, you've changed coaches, you're mentally prepared, and in the first 10 seconds of your program,
you're down on the ice.
Fall.
Yeah. Disconcerting to say the least, but he's got to try to turn it around at this point and hit this triple axel. And ooh, that was rough. Hand touching down there. These mistakes are so costly in the short program. A little slow on that spin, could be a little faster, but the damage has been done on the opening jumping pass for that quad toe, hard fall, and then the hand going down.
Saw Don Laws and Michael's wife, Lisa, who has made the trip here to Germany, but a disappointing start for him, the Nations Cup.
Shoulders are a little kind of boxed in and square on the takeoff here, and he didn't get the height he needed to get around to land that jump, and there was supposed to be another jump after that, a triple toe loop. So 4/10 there. You can see that freedom blade, Terry, the back of that heel. It's rounded. Triple axel. Feet are nice and tight together. But he really pitches forward. The hand goes down 1 to 2/10 there. So he's looking at some pretty severe deductions on the first mark, the required elements mark. And really tilted on that jump, so tough. Coach Don Laws, who coached Scott Hamilton to Olympic gold, is going to have words with Michael after this, saying, come on, those costly mistakes hurting the performance.
That's an unusual image, isn't it? Used to him seated next to Audrey Wisiger for all these years. First set, 4.2 up to 5.0. Wow.
Well, Don Laws' coach, I have a lot of respect for him, but they certainly have a lot of work to do.
Presentation 4.9 to 5.6, and Michael Weiss not in good shape at all. But when we come back, our first look this season at one of the top names in the sport, Yevgeny Plushenko, the silver medalist from the Olympics, takes the ice next. Many of the people here have come to see Yevgeny Plushenko. He takes the ice here in the short program at Nations Cup. The 2002 Olympic silver medalist, the 2001 world champion. And with Alexei Yagudin out right now, at least, with injury, he is without question the best skater in the world. Here's Plushenko.
Everybody in the skating world anticipating this debut on the Grand Prix for Yevgeny Plushenko as he opens up with quadruple toe loop, solid, triple toe loop. Mechanically, he is so sound on these jumps because he's strong and he has good technique, jumps straight up into the air.
If you remember last year at the Olympics, it was the short program that did Yevgeny Plushenko in. Mistakes in the short. He had a long way to go and just couldn't get to the top step after his free skate. And of course, Yagudin was extremely good there too.
Look how he just takes that triple Lutz up out of those steps with ease. It's great to see such an extraordinary athlete be so artistically balanced. There's the flexibility that we know from Yevgeny Plushenko. As he completes a very good program, a perfect program. His coach, Alexei Mishin, said they wanted to be dramatic in their presentation for the short program.
The only thing about this short program, the music is so soft, it never gets you revved up. Alexander App, the current leader, you got to believe that he'll be in second place in just a few moments. Yevgeny Plushenko.
Yevgeny Plushenko has such ease in his jumping because he has such good jumping mechanics perpendicular to the ice on that first quadruple toe loop, followed up with a brilliant second triple toe loop. And he just follows this throughout the program. He never deviates from his technique. You can see right here on this triple Lutz, the same thing. The upper body nice and straight as he gets up into the air. Good coverage across the ice and a hand flick saying, hey, I'm in control. And then finally, showing great flexibility for a male figure skater, bringing that hand and skate up over his head. Overall, a brilliant program, good spins, good jumps, the total package.
And now along with his coach, Alexei Mishin, the first set of marks, look at those, 5.7 to 5.9, Peter.
That's a statement right there.
mostly 5/8. And the second set for presentation, again, 5-7 to 5-9. Look at the 5-9s. First place is across the board for Yevgeny Plushenko. The final man to take the ice now here in the short program, Cheng-Jang Lee from China, three-time national champion of that country. Last year he came in 5th at the World Championships. It was a great performance for him and steady rise up the ladder in figure skating.
He is a superb athlete. The problem is sometimes he skates into his big jumps with too much power and explosiveness in the jump that he over-rotates, so he needs to keep checks and balances as he skates into this quadruple toe loop. He has to do steps before he takes off of this jump and then approach it just right. The quadruple toe loop right here, and not clean. Judge is looking for a smooth, continuous edge.
He's won the bronze medal at this competition the last 2 years.
Now the triple axel. Triple toe. Double axel right there. 2.5 rotations. And his combination spin, this is a little bit slow. He could be spinning faster on the first part of the spin and then really trying to complete it with fast rotation, but falling off a little bit. Kind of a strange ending.
It is, yeah.
Musically, that didn't work for me, and I think that's important. You want to really have music that has a solid beginning and a true ending, and that just sort of came out of nowhere.
Cheng-Jang Lee trying to make it to the podium once again here at Nations Cup. Back to check his marks in a moment. Cheng-Jang Lee from China awaiting his marks now. Comes from a family of athletes. His parents were speed skaters. Now they're coaches. His brother's a soccer coach. The first set, 4-6 to 5-6. What a wide range that is. And now the second set for presentation, 4.9 to 5.5. Judges' placements, 3 second places from the judges and a 9th. You're talking about a wide range there. So Cheng-Jang Lee currently sits in 3rd place. So as expected, Yevgeny Plushenko in his Grand Prix debut has the lead right now over Alexander Abt, 2 Russians at the top, and then a Chinese skater in 3rd. The big surprise, Michael Weiss, all the way down in 7th place. Peter, let's take a look at our Smart Ones, Smart Move replay, the quad triple from Yevgeny Plushenko.
And that really sealed it for Plushenko. He is masterful on the jumps, and he had a lot of dramatic flair in this short program to hold him up in 1st place. Just brilliant.
Plushenko determined to take over the top spot in the world in men's skating this season. Only 20 years of age, and as Peter said, he may be on the scene for quite some time. Don't forget, the men's skate for gold, as well as the ladies free skate over on ABC Sports Sunday afternoon, comes your way at 2 o'clock Eastern time. More to come tonight from Gelsenkirchen. No, up next, the original dance and a controversial matchup in ice dance. Stay tuned.
welcome you back to Gelsenkirchen, Germany, and the Nations Cup competition, the third stop in the Grand Prix series, as we turn our attention now to the original dance. And through two events in the series, Grushina and Goncharov from Ukraine lead. Dubreuil and Lausanne from Canada are in second place. They are here skating in Germany, but they're tied with Navka and Kostomarov overall from Russia. Hi again, everybody. Terry Gannon back with you as we get set for one of the most intriguing matchups of this competition. Galit Chait and Sergei Sakhnovsky from Israel won the bronze medal last season at the World Championships, but it was a controversial finish. 38 skaters signed a petition protesting their placement on the podium. The skater who circulated that petition and turned it into the ISU was Albena Denkova from Bulgaria. She skates with Maxim Stavisky. They are here, and this is the first time since the World Championships that the Bulgarians will meet the Israelis. Needless to say, the two teams are not going to go out to dinner together anytime soon in Germany. But we welcome in Susie Wynn right now, the two-time U.S. champ. Those are two of the top teams. There are others in the mix in what has become, how can I say, the unpredictable world of ice dance. Did I say unpredictable?
You did, and I think it surprises you too. Because it used to be you'd come to a dance competition and you would know the results of the competition before anybody ever skated. It was always based on last year's results from Worlds. This season in the Grand Prix, with the introduction of the interim system where there's no pressure on the judges because they remain anonymous, they're judging the way they see it. And so we have seen results that we could never have predicted in our wildest dreams. The pecking order has vanished. People are being judged for what they're doing that day, that moment, and it's exciting. It's just what the sport needs to keep it alive and to keep it legitimate.
So here are the surprising standings heading into the second phase of the competition. Denkova and Stavisky, they finished fourth at Skate Canada, but they're in the lead now over Winkler and Losa from Germany. And then the reigning world bronze medalists Chait and Sakhnovsky are currently in third.
And on the ice right now, it is the team representing Israel, Galit Chait and Sergei Sakhnovsky. It has been a tough start to this new season for them. Not only do they find themselves in third place right now, but they came in fourth in the first Grand Prix event. That was Skate America.
They open with a polka, a light-hearted dance.
This original dance, 2.5 minutes long and worth 30% of the overall score.
Here in practice, they are really on fire. They are trying so hard to keep their composure. They've improved quite a bit since Skate America, looking faster and more together.
Last season in the Grand Prix series, they captured 3 silver medals and made it to the Grand Prix final. And Susie, have you seen a deterioration in their skating at all since last year, or is it the new judging system entirely?
Well, I think it's a combination. They certainly have had a lot of influences and mentors in their years together. Their compulsories have always been their weakness. The first phase of the competition, the free dance, has always been where they have shined. But their skating, they're holding back a little bit this season. I think it's just all the emotion of Worlds. And you can see they're struggling to keep their focus in practice and as they compete. I don't think they've deteriorated. I think they're just new factors that they're having to deal with. Side-by-side footwork. A little lack of unison there, where the distance between them is going in and out. An exciting final lift. A lot of energy. certainly a strong performance. They are consistent skaters, and they work very hard.
The number 5 team in the world in the latest ISU world rankings, but they've got some work to do if they're going to make it to the Grand Prix final. This is their second appearance in the series this season. Galit Chait and Sergei Soknovsky.
In their footwork, what's kind of interesting is they are doing their turns and their edging just on one foot. That takes nice control, and the unison's very good. But there's a problem here as she turns into her bracket. She puts her foot down, and that really spoils the unison. And with the event being so competitive, no mistakes can be made. But what I loved was the energy at the end of their program in this dance lift. It's fast, it's furious, it has a lot of energy, great control, and they certainly express the dance beautifully.
Well, as Susie mentioned earlier, the new interim judging system in which the judges remain anonymous does seem to be working, at least in ice dance, more than the other disciplines. But what are they looking for here in the original dance, Susie?
Well, the most important thing is the choice of music. The dancers have the choice between waltz, polka, march, or gallop. The footwork sequences are important. There's a circular footwork and a side-by-side footwork pattern. And there are 2 dance lift requirements and 1 dance spin.
Now remember, 12 judges in all, but 9 of their marks count. Composition marks, the first set, 5.2 to 5.7.
And Terry, 5.2, that's something they're not used to seeing.
And presentation marks, 5.5 to 5.8. So the second set did come up for Chait and Soknovsky from Israel. When we come back, the leaders after the compulsory dance from Bulgaria, Albena Denkova and Maxim Stavisky are next. Back here in the northwest region of Germany, a reminder, see the pairs free skate and the free dance from Nations Cup Sunday, November 24th on Lifetime Sports, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern and Pacific. Olympic bronze medalist and world champion Xue Shen and Hongbo Zhao from China lead the pairs field, while the free dance features world bronze medalist Galit Chait and Sergei Soknovsky, who represent Israel. Nations Cup concluding Sunday, November 24th on Lifetime. Meanwhile, the original dance continues here in Germany as Albena Denkova and Maxim Stavisky take the ice. The team from Bulgaria in the lead after the compulsory dance, and taking a lot of satisfaction for that. They have stayed ahead of the team from Israel in this competition. And to further that point, they came in 4th at Skate Canada. The Canadians, who won the silver medal there, they're behind them in the standings here in Germany.
Taking a very traditional approach to their music. The costumes very authentic of the memories of the Grand Ballroom. They've chosen to mirror their footwork down the center line.
Now, I have learned from you over the years that it is not good to be that far apart. Certainly not good to stumble like he just did. But is that the case here?
You're a quick study, Terry, but you're right. It's nice to maintain a shorter distance. It's harder. It makes it more interesting visually. To a lot of the dancers, when they found out they had to skate to waltz and more traditional themes, they were all concerned, how can I make this interesting? But they've enjoyed it. Everybody sort of found their way, found their music to make it different. this footwork, this team's very well suited for one another, except in their height. They're very close in height, so oftentimes their shoulder levels are not maintained. They're up and down, bobbing up and down, and it's just a little distracting. Say a delicate performance. There were mistakes made. He tripped in the side-by-side footwork, which you noted, Terry. It didn't have the excitement or the get-go that Chaitan Sopnowski had.
Well, both they and the team from Israel have had a pretty meteoric rise in the world of ice dance. The Bulgarians from 10th to 5th at the World Championships the last couple of years. We'll see which one the judges preferred here in the original dance in a moment.
Their side-by-side footwork, very innovative as they weave in and out of one another, but they're far apart. You can see here, and then he stumbles on what's called a three-turn, falling forward on his toe pick. He recovers, but the unison is off, and it sort of spoiled the overall picture. Right there again, another trip. But their lift was lovely. This was their first dance lift, very appropriate and authentic to the music, very gentle. The Baroque arms, their costumes were lovely. And the lift is very strong.
Now remember, the original dances were 30% of the total score. The compulsory dance is 20%. They had the lead going into this phase. The first set for composition, 5-3 to 5-8.
The range of marks is 5.9.
And now the second set for presentation, 5.5 to 5.9.
5.9 just seems a little bit higher than what I would have thought. It's really not in that Torvill and Dean league yet.
6 of the 9 judges put the Bulgarians in first place, so Denkova and Stavisky have the lead at this point. Coming up next, the team that captured the silver medal in their last Grand Prix event, Marie-France Dubray and Patrice Lauzon, and then the 4-time German champions here at home, Kati Winkler and René Losa, when we continue here at Nations Cup. We welcome you back to Gelsenkirchen, Germany, and the Nations Cup competition with a reminder, the 4th stop in the Grand Prix of figure skating takes us to Paris and Trophy La Ligue. Coverage of the short programs begins on ESPN Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific. Among those scheduled to compete, 2-time U.S. silver medalist and Skate Canada champion Sasha Cohen. In pairs, Tatiana Topianina and Maxime Marinin, reigning world silver medalists, and 9-time Canadian champs Shailene Bourne and Victor Kratz. Trophy La Ligue from Paris, Monday on ESPN. Here in Germany, meanwhile, the original dance continues. The Bulgarians lead right now, but here's the team that came in ahead of them at Skate Canada. They captured the silver medal there. Marie-France Dubray and Patrice Lauzon from Canada. The Canadians currently in 4th place after the compulsory dance.
I love the way they pay attention to detail through their costuming. They've improved tremendously in their foot placement and their upper body positions.
Have a new coach this year, Muriel Boucher-Zazoui, who coached Anasina and Pézera, the Olympic champs.
From what I understand, it's been quite a transition for them, moving to a new country. They're just settling in. But I do see the improvement in the technique.
It is funny, this would be a shorter trip for them than to skate in their home country of Canada at Skate Canada. They now live and train in Lyon, France.
And their dance spin, now they're transitioning into a polka, still in a traditional orchestration. some mismatching on the footwork. It's a little frantic. The music is frantic. Certainly a strong performance. This music and this theme is a departure for them. It's very much on the traditional side. It's interesting to see them in it. They don't look quite comfortable yet.
They won a silver medal at the Nations Cup competition last season. They made it to the Grand Prix final. Marie-France Dubreuil and Patrice Lauzon.
They lost a little bit of that polish I spoke of earlier here in the side-by-side footwork, where they're just throwing their hands about. They don't have the control. The music was so fast, and I think it made them nervous, and they got ahead of themselves. This lift coming up is a simple lift compared to what we're used to seeing them do. They're capable of much more, but they're locked into the theme and the traditional aspect of the music. They're not as comfortable in this role. We're used to seeing them be a bit abstract.
They've said that their new coach basically took them right back to the basics and made them spend at least a week and a half or 2 weeks learning how to skate all over again.
And probably they needed time to get used to each other's vocabulary and how they describe technique.
Composition marks 5.0 to 5.7. And now the second set for presentation, 5.2 up to 5.7. So Dubreuil and Lauzon mostly third places from the judges, and that's where they are overall. So here's the final team in the original dance, and they are from Germany. Can you tell? The four-time German champions, Kathi Winkler and Renee Losa.
They're very fast. They have great control. They enter their side-by-side footwork with great power. They're shifting a little bit in their positions, but the unison is exceptional.
They did not skate in the Grand Prix Series last season because of a knee injury to Renee Losa, and they're coming back off another injury now. During the offseason, Renee suffered an injury in a bicycle accident. He tore 3 ligaments in his shoulder, so they missed about 8 weeks of training time this summer.
Very nice dance spin, beautiful position. This is the waltz portion of their original dance. Steps, very simple, yet they work. It captures the feel of the dance, and they glide beautifully and securely into this dance lift. A nice rotation. Now, if anyone can polka, it'll be Winkler and Losa. This is their final interpretation, the polka. Your favorite, Terry.
Always. That more than a few times growing up in Chicago.
Well, they certainly outperformed all of the other teams. They have a warmth. They invite you into their dance.
They were in second place after the compulsory dance, and we'll see where they end up here in the original dance. Plenty of support from the home crowd here in Gelsenkirchen for Kathi Winkler and Renee Losa.
I love how they approach their footwork with great speed. Instead of starting from a stop, their footwork is exact, very precise, simple, but well performed and high-spirited. Great run on the blade as well. This is a lovely dance lift in the very beginning. Beautiful arch through her back. His feet are secure, but the dismount a little bit awkward because of all the momentum that gets started.
So do you think this will be close at the top?
I just think that they outperformed everyone else in the field. The program was simple, but it was well performed, and they had great flow.
So the first set now for composition, 5.3 up to 5.8. The crowd thinks they should be better. Of course.
Of course.
Do you agree with those?
I think 5.3 is a little low and 5.8 is a bit high. I would have gone for 5.5 in the composition.
And presentation marks now, here they are, 5.3 to 5.8. So, boy, those aren't as good as we expected. A couple of first places from the judges, but mostly lower marks. And Winkler and Losa into third place overall, so they've dropped a spot. So the standings continue to change in ice dance, and whether you agree with that change or not, hey, it's great to see change. That's the point. Denkova and Stavisky on top. Chait and Signovsky from Israel now move into that second spot. Right behind them, the four-time German champions Winkler and Losa ahead of Dubray and Lausanne. Don't forget, you can see the free dance along with the Paris Free Skate on Lifetime Sunday, November 24th, beginning at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Coming up next from Gelsenkirchen, the ladies take the ice, including Fumie Saguri of Japan, the world bronze medalist, who has already captured a medal in the Grand Prix. The ladies skate when we come back. Welcome back, everyone, to the city of Gelsenkirchen. Maybe not high on the list of tourist spots in this part of Europe, but certainly a large part of the German economic and industrial machine. Back inside the Emscher-Lippe Hall, Nations Cup continues, and we now turn our attention to the ladies' short program. Terry Gannon back with Susie Wynn, and Susie, among those on the ice warming up, Fumie Saguri, the reigning world bronze medalist from Japan.
What's fun about her is that she's very shy, very humble in practice. Her confidence hasn't quite matched her ability yet.
And another young skater from Japan, only 19 years of age, Yoshie Anda.
Well, when you talk about power, she's got it. She's fast, she's athletic, lacking in the artistry, which could hurt her here.
Also warming up right now, Yelena Lyashenko from Ukraine. Her best results were back in the mid-90s, but she has skated very well recently.
Well, she's 26. It's like she's making the best of this time, the time that she has left. She has an expressive, mature quality, and when she's consistent, she's impressive.
So let's check the overall Grand Prix standings right now through two events, Skate America and Skate Canada. All Americans at the top. Michelle Kwan and Sasha Cohen each have a gold medal. They each have 12 points. And Patrice McDonough has 9 points and is currently in third. On the ice from Canada, here is Jennifer Robinson, the 25-year-old from Windsor, Ontario. We saw her at Skate Canada, where she came in fourth, and most thought that she got robbed in that competition. Victoria Volchkova ended up with a bronze medal, and many people thought that she outskated her. The judges did not agree.
She moves directly into her spiral sequence. Most skaters opt to do the hard jumps first.
Short program for the ladies, 2 minutes 40 seconds in length and worth 1/3 of the overall score.
Sitting for the double axel, forward takeoff, 2.5 rotations, very clean. A butterfly into a back sit spin. Very nice low position. The knee and the ankle are almost in one line. And right into a layback spin. Not following the free skating formula we're used to seeing.
She talked to us in Canada about the fact that she has put some of the tougher elements later in her program. It should carry more weight with the judges. Does it usually?
Well, you have to land them. If they're well done, yes. And we'll see here the footwork leading into a triple flip. Nice footwork, soft entrance. Executed, a little wrapped with the free leg. She still has great speed, nice ice coverage. Triple up Lutz. Double toe loop. Well, Terry, that is impressive at the end of the program when a skater can keep the energy up. Her programs are choreographed by Lori Nickel, who also choreographs for Michelle Kwan, or used to. Timothy Gable. And her final combination spin, camel spin, into a nice low sit spin, layback. Very well skated. She looks confident and raring to go.
The five-time Canadian champion off to a great start here in Germany. Jennifer Robinson.
It's required to have preceding footwork into the solo jump. Nice footwork, but it needs to continue longer, so it's very close to the jump. This is a triple flip. It's a three-turn. That's the three-turn, the right foot vault. She doesn't get the height, doesn't clear the rotation, and there's a cheat. But the Lutz, at the very end of the program, one of her best jumps, very secure, vaults in with the right foot. She does get the height, is able to combine it with a double toe loop, and this was one of her best elements.
And there's a look at the panel of 12 judges here at Nations Cup. Don't bother trying to figure out which ones are important. They don't even know which judges' marks count. 9 of them actually do. And here in the short program, Susie, there are 8 required elements.
And all of them matter, but the ones that carry the most weight, the jumps, especially the jump combination. It really separates the skaters. If you omit it, it's a 5/10 deduction. If you fall on it, it's a 4/10 deduction.
Now, in the short program for the ladies, there are 2 sets of marks, as always. The first one, though, is for required elements, the 8 required elements and how well the skater performed those. The first set, 4.5 to 5.3.
Well, the program was very secure, but there was a very bad cheat on the triple flip jump.
Presentation marks 4.9 up to 5.7, another wide range for Jennifer Robinson. When we come back, one of the young skaters on the rise from Japan, Yoshie Yanda, is next. But first, we'll take a look at the reigning Olympic champion, Sarah Hughes, demonstrating an ice move.
You know, a lot of people have asked me after the '68 Olympics of how I did my layback spin. And it's a really difficult spin because you're in this layback position. You're actually looking at the ceiling as you're spinning around. And it's a really strange feeling, but you do get used to it. And Sarah Hughes here has one of the classic layback spins. And she does it by squaring off her hips and arching straight back and getting this wonderful line. She doesn't move from side to side. Now, Sarah, do you think you could show us one? It's easy enough to do a layback with your free leg down low, as Sarah's demonstrating. But watch Sarah as she has a beautiful turned out position. And turned out means that the free leg and foot must be as flat and parallel to the ice as possible. Sarah, that was absolutely beautiful. You know, it takes years and years of practice to perfect a spin like this. And I think you've got it.
We welcome you back to Gelsenkirchen, Germany, with a reminder the ISU Grand Prix Series of Figure Skating and Nations Cup continues on ABC Sports, Sunday starting at 2 o'clock Eastern Time. Olympic silver medalist Yevgeny Plushenko and 2-time U.S. national champ Michael Weiss will compete in the men's free skate, while world bronze medalist Fumie Seguri is the favorite in the ladies free skate. Nations Cup, Gelsenkirchen, Germany, Sunday at 2 Eastern on ABC. The short program in the final discipline of the day. Underway here in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, and on the ice right now from Japan, only 19 years of age, Yoshie Anda. Twice she has won the bronze medal at the Four Continents Championship. And at the Olympics last year, she came in 17th, but 5th at the World Championships.
She's very aggressive as she approaches her first required element, the triple Lutz double toe. Stretched back with the right foot. Great coverage, great distance, very close to the wall on the double toe loop. A good job.
She's been working on the triple axel, but she won't do that here in the short program. Going to have to wait to see that in the free skate over on ABC Sunday, 2 o'clock Eastern.
Connecting footwork into the triple flip jump. No problems. Just beautiful air position, so tight, so strong. She is making an effort in her choreography and her movement, taking more time to develop the style of the program. Since she's been working on the triple, I wonder how the double will feel. Easy. Flying camel, the free leg, the knee could be stretched and straight to create a better form, a better picture. The spins are fast, although the form isn't quite set. She's well centered.
She skated in the Grand Prix Series last season and did very well. Picked up a couple of silver medals and made it to the Grand Prix final.
Her upper body is stretching so much better. The extensions are improving through her leg line. It's nice to see. And her final spin, the layback, you can see the toe is down. But again, lovely with the centering. She has really improved, considering this is the first event of the season. Everything's right there. You can see in her face, she's trying to be more emotional in her approach.
I can tell you're impressed. Yoshie Anda from Japan.
And the explosive power that she gets into this triple Lutz, she covers so much ice. Watch her air position. The ankles are so tight. She gets so close to the wall because of that power, but just an exceptional athlete. The area that she needs to improve on, and has improved on, is in her spins. The stretch line, the foot needs to be above the hip level. She needs to turn out her ankle and point her toe to create a better line. The layback, the knee is down, the toe is down. The knee and ankle need to be turned open to create a better ballet line. And a back sit spin position. This needs to move quicker and to have better positions.
Now we'll see whether the judges are as impressed as Susie Wynn in the transformation of Yoshie Anda from one year to the next. First set for required elements, 5.2 to 5.7.
Well, she's so proficient in the jumps. The spins were, the positions weren't quite clear, and I think that's where she might have taken more of a hit.
Presentation marks, 5.1, the low mark, and that's kind of low, but all the way up to 5.7.
Well, that's nice. That's certainly encouraging for her.
Those have improved. Mostly first places from the judges, a second and 1/3, but Anda takes the lead over Jennifer Robinson. Up next, another skater from Japan, the reigning world bronze medalist, Fumie Saguri, and we asked her why there are so many young skaters on the rise from her homeland.
I really don't know why a lot of juniors coming up, and also a lot of good jumper. There is a good jumper in Japan, so, and I also wanted to know how they train. So, but it means figure skating. Also, it means figure skating is getting better and like bigger and bigger. That's why a lot of good girls come in.
Back in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, the Nations Cup competition continues. Terry Gannon along with Susie Wynn. And taking the ice, the favorite here in the ladies competition, Fumie Siguri from Japan. What a jolt of confidence it was standing on the podium at the World Championships last year.
Very soft choreography, but a very hard jump coming up. Great flow and speed into this triple Lutz. Combined with a double toe loop. Perfectly executed.
She skated very well at Skate Canada and won the silver medal. Unfortunately, that was her non-scoring event. Remember, you can skate up to 3 times in the series, but only 2 count in the standings. And she's skating here. Also skating at the NHK Trophy in Japan.
An inside spiral, losing her balance a little bit, getting too forward on the blade. Recovering well. There need to be at least 3 spiral lines in the spiral sequence. A leg grab. Double axel. She looks very confident. This layback could have more of an arch through the back. The free leg could be in more of what it's called an attitude position, where the knee and the ankle are in one line. Very nice continuous flow in the circular footwork. The final spin needs a little more stretch, but nice speed. A lovely toe point. She's got a wonderful back scratch spin. You know, Terry, when you're mentioning that she's opted to do 3 events, I admire her to put it on the line 3 times. That's a chance you take, but she's using this as great experience. Well,
she may not be outwardly confident, as you talked about earlier, but certainly you can see the confidence that has grown over the past year or so.
Absolutely.
Fumie Siguri.
She struggled with this jump in practice, but my goodness, here, it's just perfect. She covers great ice. Her position is perfect, straight up and down. The second jump of the program was the footwork into the triple flip jump. She has nice form through her upper body, nice pull and knee bend here. At the top of the jump, very good, but 2-footed on the landing. The left foot doesn't get back in time. This is one of Michelle Kwan's signature moves, and here Fumie Siguri gives it a try. The leg not nearly as high. She loses a little bounce, but regains her control. Nice arch through the back, but the leg needs to be higher and the knee needs to be straight.
So now the marks for the 21-year-old from Yokohama. The first set, what's that 4.7 doing up there?
We don't know.
5.7.
Get it out of there. Everything was in its place. This program was very secure.
Presentation marks now 5.0 to 5.9.
That's
wow.
Very high. My goodness.
5.9. And the judges' placements, 8 of the 9 judges put Fumie Siguri in first place, and that's where she is overall. So So your top three so far, Seguri and then Yoshie Yanda, both from Japan, and Jennifer Robinson from Canada, as the final skater takes the ice here in the ladies short program. Yelena Lyashenko from Ukraine. She turned it on at the end of last season to finish 6th in the world and has skated very well so far this season.
Here in practice, very hardworking, very focused, more consistent. We'll have to see if it holds over into the performance. Quite a long preparation for the triple Lutz, but a beautiful jump. Beautiful spin in the air, nice and quick.
26 years old, from Kiev, and as we said earlier, her best seasons were in the mid-90s. 95, she won the bronze medal at the European Championships.
She really gets a beautiful line through her back, and her free leg extends above her hip. Beautiful arms stretched out, reaching. Her final jump, the double axel, not as high as the others, but still complete. A lightness in her knees during the circular footwork, a soft approach. A nice catch foot spin. Just a very pleasing performance. It's great to see her putting it all together. She really has the talent.
Funny how a skater can get new life. The last 5 years until the end of last season, she was really struggling on a downward spiral, and you think, well, she's going to fade away, and here she is once again. She won the bronze medal at Skate America to open up her season, and a solid start in Germany. Yelena Lyashenko.
Wonderful spring in this Lutz. Very straight up and down position. Her back is so straight. Toes in for the double toe loop, and a beautiful stretch out on the landing. A great opener. The flip got close to the wall, and right here you can see she breaks a little bit, isn't able to get the free leg back to right out on the edge, but still accomplished.
Seguri, Anda, Robinson, your top three so far. We'll see where Lyashenko fits in. The first set, 5.1 to 5.7.
Well, the 5-1 seemed a little bit low to me because she really tied all of the requirements in beautifully.
Second set for presentation, a little bit higher, 5.2 up to 5.8. And a couple of first places from the judges, 2 second places, and the rest third. So Yelena Lyashenko ends up in third place. She bumps Jennifer Robinson down to fourth. So here are your standings after the ladies short program. Seguri on top, then Yoshie Yanda, 2 skaters from Japan. Then it's Lyashenko and Robinson rounding out the top 4. Don't forget, coverage of Nations Cup continues Sunday over on ABC Sports starting at 2 o'clock Eastern with the free skates from the ladies and the men. And then Monday, the short programs from Trophy La Ligue in Paris take place on ESPN. Coming up next, Around the Horn with Max Kellerman with SportsCenter following at 6 o'clock Eastern. For Susie Wynn and Peter Carruthers, I'm Terry Gannon. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. Goodbye, everybody.